All right, let's dive right in, shall we? Today, we're going to be tackling a topic that's been blowing up the internet, the relationship between Taylor Swift, pop superstar, and Travis Kelce, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, so we've got articles, we've got everything from like Swift showing up at Kelce's games to like their holiday outings, and of course, got to talk about the fashion.
Always got to talk about the fashion.
Even you're either a Swiftie or a Chiefs fan, or just like intrigued by this power couple.
Right, totally. And I think what's really interesting about this one is how it really challenges like the whole playbook of what we think of when we think celebrity couple.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you've got two people at the top of their respective fields, music, professional sports, and yet they're like doing their own thing and publicly supporting each other. It really kind of makes you think about all those old stories, right? About competition and jealousy when you've got two high-profile people.
Yeah, it's so true. It's like, it's a refreshing change from like the immediate, they'll never last cynicism that we just kind of like throw at celebrity relationships.
Oh, absolutely.
So speaking of like shaking things up, Swift showing up at Kelce's playoff game, I mean, talk about a statement.
Oh, yeah. Like, think about it. She just finished that massive Eras tour.
Right?
I mean...
Can you imagine?
Like, talk about stamina and showmanship. And then, boom, she goes from selling out stadiums for her own music to being a fan on the sidelines, cheering for Kelce. I mean,
that's dedication.
It is, and it's smart, right? Yeah. Like, strategically, think about it. She's expanding her audience.
Oh, 100%. And then, she posts on Instagram after the tour, and she quotes All Too Well. And she says, "It was rare. I was there. I remember it." And it's like, well, now she's making new memories, right? She's immersed in Kelce's world. And then, let's not forget, like, the Swift family. Mama Swift, she's there. She goes to the games. They even spent Christmas together, like with his family. So, it kind of paints this picture of like this warm, supportive dynamic, which honestly, it's not always what we see in like the crazy world of celebrity relationships.
No, it's true. But it's worth remembering that even though it seems super genuine, it's still a carefully constructed image.
Right.
Like, they both have teams that are managing what we see in public, right? Every time they show up somewhere, every outfit, it's all very carefully chosen to send us a message.
Okay, so let's break down these choices.
Yeah.
Their New York date night, December 28th, like everyone was buzzing about the fashion.
Oh my gosh.
Kelce goes bold, right? Red, head to toe. Timberlands, love it. And then Swift goes for a classic black dress, shimmering trench coat, and, what did she have?
Red lip.
The red lip, of course, it's not a Swift look without the details.
Right.
Stella McCartney bag, Christian Louboutin, even her nails match the lip. It's like she's using fashion as her own language, right?
Yeah.
Sending a message to her fans through these like really carefully chosen looks.
That's so smart. And it makes you think about how she's used fashion to reflect all the different like eras in her music, right?
Oh, for sure.
Like Red, that whole era was all about that bold lip and that like whole romantic, vibe. And now she's kind of like taking those elements, but it's more mature. It's a little more sophisticated.
Yeah.
It's like a really clever way to like stay connected to her fans who, have grown up with her music and at the same time, pull in new people.
Exactly. It's like, I'm still Taylor, but like, I've also grown up.
Totally.
And, that evolution, it's like, you see it in how she approaches relationships too. I mean, we've seen her go through these really high profile relationships in the past, right? Oh, yeah. Always under the microscope. This time it feels different. It feels like there's this maturity, this intentionality in how they're handling things, like both as individuals and as a couple.
I wonder, like, if it's partly a reaction to, all of the stories that have been spun about her past relationships. Like, is she deliberately trying to present something different, like showing everyone that it's about respect and support? Because the media loves to, like, pit women against each other or make them out to be, like, victims, right?
100%.
So it's an interesting thought, especially because she's so in control of her image.
It's a really good point. It's like she's taking back the story and showing us that she's the one in control both of her career and her personal life. And let's be real, it takes a lot of confidence to date someone who's also at the top of their game. Like, there's zero insecurity, zero jealousy, which honestly, it's refreshing. Because so often it feels like celebrity couples are just in this like competition for the spotlight.
Totally. And that confidence just feeds right back into their careers too, right?
Yeah.
Like she's already a global icon.
Right.
Now she's tapping into this whole world of NFL fans, like a whole group of people who might not have been listening to her music before.
Yeah. And then flip it. Right. Kelce, already a star athlete, but now there's this added like layer, right? He's with one of the biggest pop stars in the world. Like their combined star power, it's undeniable.
It's crazy. They've created this like blend of sports and music, and they're reaching a wider audience than either of them could on their own.
Totally. And it's not just about like more fans, right? Think about like, what if they collaborate creatively?
Oh, the possibilities.
Well, he's this amazing songwriter and he's got this charisma, you know. Could we get songs about football? Could he be in a music video? Like, imagine.
That'd be amazing. Or maybe they'll like team up for a charity or something.
Oh, that would be like the ultimate power move.
Right.
It's so cool to see how they're blurring the lines between these two worlds, like sports and music, and it benefits both of them.
Yeah.
But it's not all business, right? There's this genuine joy that they just like radiate when they're together.
Oh, absolutely.
Remember those videos of her celebrating his touchdowns?
Oh my gosh, yes. So good.
It's pure joy. And it really resonated with people because it just felt so real.
Yeah, it's like it was a glimpse into their world, and it just felt so relatable. Like you kind of want that, right?
Yeah, it's aspirational, you know?
It is. And it really challenges all that cynicism that we have about celebrity relationships. It's not just for the cameras. You can tell there's a real connection.
Yeah. And, you know, that connection is sparking all these interesting conversations.
Oh, absolutely. Like about gender roles and celebrity culture and what it even means to be a power couple these days.
Yeah.
Like traditionally you think of power couples, you think like politics or business, right? But they're changing that.
Totally.
They're both at the top of their game in creative fields, and they're using their platforms to support each other and like push back against all those old expectations.
Yeah.
It's not about one person being more powerful or successful than the other anymore.
Right.
It's about mutual respect, shared passion, and just like genuinely wanting to see the other person succeed.
Yeah. And that's such a powerful message, especially for, you know, younger generations who are figuring out relationships, you know, with social media and everything.
Totally. And, you know, we can't ignore the elephant in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Some people were like, is it really okay for someone like Taylor Swift, like a global superstar, to be seen as, you know, a football girlfriend?
It's a fair point, and it really highlights how deeply ingrained these gender stereotypes are, you know?
Yeah.
On one hand, people are cheering her on, right? Like, she's a supportive partner, she's breaking down stereotypes.
Yeah, they see it as, like, strong and equal.
Right. But then others, they think it diminishes her accomplishments. Like, she's just an accessory in Kelce's world.
It's complicated, right? There's no easy answer.
Yeah.
But it's a conversation we need to have.
Yeah.
You know, it forces us to look at our own biases and the assumptions we make about women in relationships.
And at the end of the day, it's her choice, right? Like how she wants to show her support for him. I mean, she's strong, she's independent, she's always spoken her mind. She's not going to let anyone tell her what to do or define her role.
Absolutely.
She's proving you can be a successful woman, a supportive partner, and a passionate fan all at the same time.
Right. Now let's talk about how they're like subtly weaving their relationship into their work.
Oh, it's like they're dropping little Easter eggs.
Totally.
And the Swifties are going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
They're analyzing lyrics, looking for hidden meanings, like dissecting every single public appearance.
They're like detectives.
They are. Like, for example, some fans think certain lyrics in her new songs are about Kelce.
Oh, interesting.
And then he's been known to, like, subtly reference her in post-game interviews.
Oh, I love that. It's a smart way to keep the fans engaged and, like, create this feeling of being in on something. You know?
Totally. Like, they're inviting us into their world, letting us share their joy. Now, let's zoom out for a second. What does all this say about, like, fame and relationships in this digital age?
It's a good question. Like, they're navigating this crazy world where privacy is basically non-existent. Right. And every single thing they do is, like, analyzed on social media.
Yeah.
But they're also using that to their advantage, right?
Right.
They're controlling the narrative, telling their story on their terms.
And they're doing it in a way that feels so genuine and relatable, which honestly is a really hard balance to strike.
It's true. It'll be interesting to see how they, like, keep evolving, both as individuals and as a couple, especially since they're both at these, like, crucial points in their careers.
Oh, yeah. this relationship is definitely shaping their creative output. Like, what if she starts writing songs about being a football fan?
I know. It's so exciting.
Or what if he incorporates, like, her world into his athlete persona?
The possibilities are endless. But one thing's for sure, they're going to keep us guessing.
Now, before we wrap this up, let's address the elephant in the room. Or maybe the unicorn in the stadium.
Yeah, it's just her being at his games, right?
Yeah.
That in itself has caused such a stir.
Oh, it's been huge. Like, front row, in the box seats, rocking that red lip, full-on football fan, you know?
It's been really interesting to see how the NFL fan base, like a whole new audience for her, has reacted to it.
Oh, social media has been exploding. You've got Swifties making, like, game day signs with her lyrics, and then you've got football fans who are like, she's our good luck charm.
It really shows how she can connect with, like, anyone. It's more than just being a pop star. It's like she's a cultural phenomenon.
Oh, totally. And think about Kelce. I mean, having Swift in his corner, that just boosts his image too, right? Like, he's more appealing to brands, sponsors.
Absolutely. They're both using each other's platforms, like reaching new heights.
It's a win-win. But, you know, it's not just all business. Like, remember those videos of them, like, together, all that playfulness?
Oh, yeah, like when she's celebrating his touchdowns.
Pure joy. And it hit home for so many people because it felt so real.
Totally, like unscripted.
Yeah.
And it sparked these conversations about, you know, gender roles, celebrity culture. What does it even mean to be a power couple these days?
Yeah, because the whole idea of a power couple, we used to think, like, politicians, business people, right? They're changing that.
Exactly. They're both at the top of their game in, like, creative fields.
Yeah.
And they're using that to lift each other up. It's not about one person being more than the other anymore.
Right. It's mutual respect, passion, wanting to see each other succeed. And that's huge, especially, like you said, for younger people trying to figure out relationships in this whole social media world.
Right. But we have to talk about it, right? The question some people have.
Yeah.
Is it okay for a global superstar like Taylor Swift to be, like, the football girlfriend?
It's a valid question. It brings up all these gender stereotypes that are so ingrained in our society.
Like, some people love it.
Yeah.
They see it as a sign of strength, equality, breaking down those stereotypes.
Right, but then others think it, like, minimizes her accomplishments, like she's just an accessory.
Yeah. It's a tough one. No easy answer.
But it's important to talk about it. It forces us to look at our own biases and the assumptions we make about women in relationships.
Absolutely. In the end, she gets to decide how she shows her support.
Exactly. She's strong, independent. She's always been outspoken. No one can define her role for her.
No way.
She's showing everyone you can be successful, supportive, and a passionate fan all at the same time.
Now, you know they've been kind of subtly weaving their relationship into their work, too.
Oh, yeah. It's like those little hidden messages, the Easter eggs. And the Swifties are like detectives going through lyrics, looking for hidden meanings, analyzing every little thing.
I love it. Like, some fans are convinced certain lyrics in her new songs are about Kelce.
And then there's Kelce, like, making little references to her in interviews.
That's so clever.
Yeah.
It's a way to keep their fans invested and, like, feeling like they're in on the secret.
Totally. It's like they're letting us into their world. But let's zoom out for a minute. Think about the bigger picture. Like, what does all of this say about fame and relationships now in this digital age?
Right. It's a whole new ball game. They're dealing with this world where privacy is basically gone and everything they do is, like, splashed all over social media.
But they're using it to their advantage, too.
Exactly. They're controlling how their story is told.
And they're doing it in a way that feels real, relatable, which is hard to do.
It's true. And think about how this is going to shape their careers going forward. It's like a turning point for both of them.
Totally. It's exciting. Like, could she start writing songs from a football fan's perspective?
Right. Or what if he starts bringing some of her world into his athlete persona?
I mean, the possibilities are endless. They're going to keep everyone guessing. Now, before we move on, we can't ignore this, right? Well, is it the elephant in the room or the unicorn in the stadium? It's like, is it all too good to be true? Like, you know, the whole thing feels kind of like straight out of fan fiction.
Right. Exactly. It's so wholesome, so supportive, it's like picture perfect that people are starting to get suspicious. Like, is this just a PR stunt? You know, to, like, boost both of their careers.
Yeah, I get it. Like, everything is so filtered and curated these days, especially when it comes to, like, celebrities.
Right. But even if there's some strategy there, it doesn't mean there isn't real affection, real respect.
Exactly. Like their actions speak louder than words, and they just consistently show this care, this support. It's hard to fake that.
And like the way they look at each other, the way they celebrate each other's wins, it feels genuine.
Yeah, totally. And think about the impact it's having on their fans. Like, it's inspiring a whole new generation to believe in love and support. Like, you can have both, you know?
Exactly. They're showing you don't have to choose between love and ambition. You can have it all and do it your way.
It's a powerful message, especially in a society that, you know, still puts pressure on women to put relationships first or to, like, downplay their successes so they don't outshine their partner. It's crazy.
It is. And they're challenging all that. Like they're both shining bright and doing it together.
And that's why it's so fascinating. It's more than just a celebrity romance. It's like this cultural moment. It's making people talk about these important things. And it's like this new vision for love and ambition in the world today.
So for everyone listening, what do you take away from all this? What can we learn from their journey?
Maybe it's a reminder that love can pop up anywhere, even in like the craziest of places, right? Like amidst all the fame and busy schedules.
Yeah, or maybe it's inspiration to redefine what a power couple looks like in your own life. Prioritizing support, sharing passions, you know.
Totally. Or maybe it's just like a simple reminder to embrace joy and celebrate the people you care about.
Whatever it is, it's clear that their relationship is this like fascinating study in modern love, ambition, and what it means to really connect with someone.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Hopefully you've learned something, maybe even got a little inspired.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep the conversation going.